Editor, the great John Carney. John, good to see you. Listen, again, this has been a story of this election. You see unions, maybe they don't endorse or they endorse Trump, but they're moving away from the Democrat Party, and it fits hand in glove with the tariff conversation that Donald Trump's been having with the media, but with the American people. I think these workers believe that if you protect the American worker, or at least give us fairer trade with the rest of the world, we're winners as the American worker, which is why they're supporting Trump and not Harris. Am I wrong?
No, that's absolutely right. Look, they know that Donald Trump is going to stick up for American workers, and they saw what happened to their wages under Biden and Harris. They saw them get devastated by inflation, and they're very worried that that could happen again. Remember, one of the things unions do is do multi-year contracts for their workers. And when you do that, you have to worry about what's going to happen with inflation. Inflation was absolutely devastating to the port workers, to the auto workers. This is why they were demanding such big raises, because they actually lost money because inflation got to the 40-year highs under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
But you would think that the unions, because they have the bargaining power, and you've seen the contract negotiations that have happened with the rail workers and, well, the dock workers, which is that negotiation is not completely done. The unions, they get out, they do better in an inflationary environment than just rank and file workers who are don't belong to unions. So is there something else afoot with the unions that the rank and file have turned their backs on Biden and Harris?
Yeah, I think they don't think that Biden and Harris, specifically Kamala Harris, a lot of these unions actually endorsed Joe Biden, and they are backing away from endorsing Harris. They do not think she will stand up for America and stand up for American workers. I do want to say the unions did lose because inflation came as a surprise. They can do well if they negotiate inflation into their contracts. So that's why they're going to do well going forward, because they said, we're not going to get surprised again. But they got ambushed because they did not believe that the American president would ever be so irresponsible as to bring inflation up as high as Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did.
Well, they were surprised, no doubt. All right, let's talk about this, because the Cato Institute, it's a libertarian think tank. They rated all 50 states on fiscal policy, and they looked at spending, revenue, and taxes, and ranked dead last in this ranking of all the states is the one that's governed by Tim Walz. Dead last, Minnesota, but also venture capitalist. Tim Walz does not know what a venture capitalist is. Walz said he doesn't even know what a venture capitalist is and doesn't believe us. Roll the tape. Let's go if you don't believe us.
This guy's a venture capitalist cosplaying like he's a cowboy or something. I don't even know what a venture capitalist does.
Listen, he's got his flannel shirt on, but I mean, come on, John.
Well, so first of all, he used the word cosplay in there. That's not a word that somebody who doesn't know what a venture capitalist uses. So he's lying, first of all. He knows what a venture capitalist is. But if he didn't, that would be even worse, because venture capitalists are really important to our economy. And the Biden and Harris campaign, and now the Harris-Walz campaign, have been actually trying to court some of these venture capitalists. And he's pretending he doesn't know what they are, what they do. This is, I mean, he's lying to you when he says that, and he lies just as if any other time he's talking. How do you tell when Tim Walz is lying? His mouth is moving.
Does it frighten you that he would be this close to being the commander-in-chief if she won?
It's terrifying.
This close.
And by the way, there's no excuse for being the worst fiscal governor in the United States if you're the governor of Minnesota. Minnesota is a very good state. It has a great economy. You can run Minnesota very fiscally responsible. This is a sign of his lack of governing ability, that the fact that it is so bad, that he has governed so badly, that he's ended up at the bottom of Cato's list.
And it's also a new magnet for eugenics based on the abortion law and the come here if you want chemical castration if you're a child.
The Cato Institute is not huge Trump fans, by the way. No. They're open borders, free trade. So when they're saying this, they're not just doing some sort of sabotage on Tim Walz. They're actually pointing out that he is the worst governor in the United States.
Tim Walz is that bad.
Yes.
John Carney, always great to see you. Thanks for coming to see us live in person. Always grateful.
Would you go grout